Tilde at we part from tales from the CRYPT stands out as a darkly seductive exploration of passion, deceit, and the violence that brews beneath unspoken fears.
It is an episode that fuses the charm of classic noir with the tension of psychological drama, all wrapped in a twisted love story that unravels layer by layer. Watching it feels like walking down a midnight alley illuminated only by flickering lights, where every footstep suggests a secret waiting to pounce. The story revolves around Amanda, a dancer caught between the illusion of freedom and the chains of her reality, and Rex, a charismatic gambler who believes he can rewrite fate simply through force of will. Their romance begins not with innocence but with a mutual yearning for escape. The nightclub where Amanda performs serves as the perfect metaphor for her life. Its vibrant lights mask the exhaustion in her eyes, and its lively music drowns out the silent terror she carries. When she dances, she appears almost weightless, suspended momentarily from the weight of her circumstances. Rex enters her world as a man who sees beyond the performance, recognizing the quiet pain she hides. Yet his perception of her is distorted by his own desire to become someone's hero. Their first conversation backstage captures this dynamic perfectly. Amanda sits at her vanity, removing her makeup in slow strokes, revealing the vulnerability beneath her stage persona. Rex leans against the wall with a swagger that suggests confidence, though his constant glances toward the exit betray a life lived on the edge of danger. Their banter feels natural but charged, like two people circling the outline of a possibility neither dares to fully articulate. The episode introduces Bruno as the looming force that defines Amanda's boundaries. He is not simply a villain but a man shaped by a brutal environment where loyalty is demanded and betrayal punished. The camera frames him in balanced symmetry, symbolizing his rigid control over every situation. His interactions with Amanda are unsettling precisely because of their quietness. He never raises his voice, knowing that true power rarely needs volume. The tension intensifies when Rex catches Amanda alone in the parking lot after her shift. The faint glow of street lamps casts long shadows around them, blending romance with danger. Rex tells her he wants to help her leave her current life, though he cannot articulate how. This moment captures the tragic flaw of their relationship. Rex sees leaving as an act of impulse, while Amanda knows that leaving is an act of survival that requires careful calculation. A memorable part of the episode is the sequence where Amanda reveals her past to Rex.
They sit in a cheap motel, the walls stand with the sound of distant sirens ping through thin windows.
Amanda speaks of a childhood marked by instability and a young adulthood shaped by men who promised safety but delivered traps. Rex listens with sincere intent, yet one senses he underestimates the depth of her trauma. His promise to protect her is earnest but naive. The cinematography in this sequence deserves praise. The room is lit with a single overhead bulb that casts circular shadows, symbolizing the repetitive cycles of Amanda's life. As she speaks, the camera slowly zooms in, giving viewers an intimate look at her emotional truth. One of the elements that always impressed me is how the episode uses small gestures to convey major emotional shifts. When Amanda takes Rex's hand for the first time, the gesture carries the weight of years of suppressed longing. When Rex kisses her forehead instead of her lips, it signals a tenderness he rarely displays elsewhere. Such nuances deepen the authenticity of their connection. However, the episode does not romanticize their bond. It presents their love as a complicated fusion of hope and desperation. Amanda sees Rex as a possible exit, a chance to choose a life that belongs to her. Rex sees Amanda as a chance at redemption, a way to prove he is more than a gambler living on the margins. These motivations intertwine beautifully but also disastrously. The turning point comes when Bruno confronts Amanda after discovering her meetings with Rex. The scene takes place in a quiet room filled with heavy furniture and muted colors. Bruno sits while Amanda stands, shifting the power dynamic temporarily. He asks her if Rex means anything to her. She tries to lie but cannot meet his eyes.
The moment she looks away, Bruno knows the truth. The atmosphere thickens with dread.
This confrontation is shot with minimal movement, emphasizing the psychological tension. Bruno does not need to shout. His silence is enough to smother any hope Amanda clings to. Rex's attempt to intervene only worsens the situation. His bravado evaporates under Bruno's controlled menace. Their escape attempt feels frantic, like two trapped animals scrambling through a maze. The episode uses rapid cuts and distorted camera angles to create confusion and urgency. The city becomes a labyrinth of wet pavement and flickering signs, reflecting their chaos. I remember watching this scene during a heavy rainstorm outside my own window. The combination of real and fictional tension made the experience almost surreal. The climax arrives in a grim twist characteristic of Tales from the Crypt. Rex's misguided heroism leads them straight into the danger they are trying to avoid. Amanda's final realization that love cannot overcome every obstacle is heartbreaking. The camera captures her expression with brutal honesty. No tears, no screams, just the silent collapse of a dream she had dared to believe in. Thematically, the episode explores the cost of attachment. Amanda learns that loving someone without first loving herself leaves her vulnerable to repeating past mistakes. Rex learns that good intentions without self-awareness can be fatal. Bruno's downfall demonstrates that control built on fear eventually erodes. The episode's writing excels in its multi-layered symbolism. Mirrors frequently appear in scenes featuring Amanda, suggesting her struggle with identity. Scenes with Rex often include open doors, symbolizing his belief in endless opportunity. Bruno's scenes favor closed spaces, reflecting his rigid worldview. One of the most powerful personal reflections I had from this episode came from Amanda's internal conflict. She longs for safety but fears losing the strength she has built through hardship. This reminded me of times in my own life when new opportunities felt threatening simply because they challenged my familiar discomforts. Change can feel like stepping into a void even when the old life suffocates you. Till Death Do We Part thrives on emotional realism infused with stylistic flair. It speaks to anyone who has loved recklessly, trusted blindly, or sought escape through another person. It reminds viewers that love can illuminate our shadows but cannot erase them. Each rewatch deepens my appreciation for its complexity. Its characters are flawed but fully human, its pacing sharp, and its conclusion resonant. It offers a haunting portrayal of love's beauty and its danger, leaving the viewer with a lingering sense of melancholy and fascination.